Hey everyone, this is going to be a quick video about adding the hinge to your temple, mirroring your temple, and adding a pin. All right, so let's take a look here. I have my frame and my temple. They're done. I'm ready to now start and adding my hinge to the inside here. Okay, so we want this hinge piece to begin at the top of this surface and we want it to end at the bottom of this surface. So we need to select one of these surfaces to start our sketch, and then the other surfaces are going to be where we end our extrusion. Okay, so I'm going to start my sketch on the bottom. And essentially, everybody, we need to make like the same horseshoe shape, except it's going to go 90 degrees to it and attach to here. All right, now when we go to draw on this and we go from the top, we can't see what we're trying to draw. So we're going to use a section view to cut away the top half, right? So go to the cube, select section view, and now select the surface that you want to be cutting your plane at, which that surface is the same surface that like the bottom or the same surface that we selected for the sketch. So I'm going to say check mark to finish that plane. So again, we're going to make this like horseshoe shape. And the use tool is my friend, so I'm going to create a duplicate of both of those circles. The inside circle I don't really need to do anything with, but I'm going to start at the inside circle and come out to where it comes completely exactly the same as the other outside. All right, so it's right there, and now it's black. So I'm going to grab a line now. Start from my center point. I'm going to carefully go up so that I'm directly above, which we can tell because you can see that vertical line next to my cursor. You can also see that I'm like a coincident constraint on the edge of the circle. I want to come directly to the right, and I don't really know where to stop. So if I go to the bottom and I select this intersection, if I'm just kind of careful and I come up, I can get it so that this line snaps with both horizontally and vertically from those points. So that's where I'm going to click. I'm going to come down and maybe I can select the same thing here. If I go from my center point down to the edge, and now I want to come from there. Now that won't work. So just come and bring this line down to the bottom. Doesn't really matter. Get out of the line tool, get a new line tool. So same as before, come down, select the edge of the circle and go horizontally across till you hit that line that you just drew. And despite the fact that this line is longer, honestly, it does not matter. So we're just going to leave it like that. So now we've created this horseshoe going, again, 90 degrees to where this one is here. And we're ready to actually attach it. All right, so let's click the check mark. We're done with the sketch. I'm going to turn off my section view by going back to the cube and say turn section view off. And I'm going to rotate around so I can see my extrusion again. So again, my extrusion is going to start here in this sketch and it's going to end right there. So when I go shift and extrude, we're going to select these basically three boxes. I should probably move this thing out of my way a little bit. And I don't want to just go blind. I'm going to say up to face because now I can select where I want it to stop. And I want it to stop right there. And then lastly here, we don't want this to be a new part. We want it to be an added part, and we're going to add it to the temple. All right, so I click check. So from here, now that's done, I'm ready to mirror that across. All right, so we're going to mirror. All right, so when we go to mirror, we're going to select the mirror tool at the top, and we're going to do a part mirror. Again, we're going to select the part here, and now we need to select the mirror plane. What's really important here is it's going to want to try and add everything together. We do not want that to happen. So we're going to select new, and now we can see we're back to like having three parts, where when it's added, there's only one part. I'm going to say new, and then we're going to hit the checkbox. And now, because the distance between the center and the edge of your frame is the same on the left and on the right, when we go to mirror this piece over, it goes over the exact same amount and it's in the exact right spot over there also. Okay, so now we're ready to add the pin. So the pin is a really simple part. It's kind of look like a nail. We're going to have a big piece on top and then like a skinnier pin that goes through. All right, so again, let's use the geometry we have and let's work from here. So we're going to go to the top view. I'm going to scroll in here nice and tight. I'm going to grab the use tool again, and I'm going to use that for the center of my pin. All right, so I'm going to grab that. And again, that's where I'm going to begin my extrusion, okay? But I want to end my extrusion on a particular face. So I'm just going to select this face down here. And now that piece goes between the top and bottom, right? And this is a new part, so I do want it to be new. So I'm going to say that. And now we can see this like a darker blue, so that's great. Now we need to add the top, okay? So we're going to go back to sketch. We're going to select the top of that pin again. And now we're going to drop a hole in that. I should use the use tool first so I have a center point. And, it can't be smaller than the top of the pin because then the pin could still fall out. And it can't be bigger than the hinge itself because then it would collide with like the temple or other parts. So the only real, we just need to make it between here and here, so that looks like a pretty good point to me. So I'm going to leave it just like that, and then I'm going to come here and I'm going to go Shift and E. Oops, not what I want. Shift and E. I'm going to select that and the center, right? We need both of these. All right, and we don't want that big. And again, I don't really know what you're going to want it at. I need to take a look and just kind of see what this looks like. I'm going to scroll in. I'm going to say, well, 0.02. I already know that is the size that I want, but you just got to look and play around with it and figure out like how high you want the cap to be. And this is not a new part. We're adding this thing to the pin, right? Because this is still part of the same pin. Then we can click the checkbox. So from here, let's turn off my frame so we can see like what's going on here. Let's also turn off the right plane. We have my pin going through. It's all one color because it's all one part. We have my temple with my hinge on it. And then we have another temple with its hinge on the opposite side. All right. Hope that helps everybody throughout these processes. From here, you're going to go on to assembly. So you can check out that video next. All right. Bye-bye.